Present. Hoop!
Coach.
All uniform personnel. Order.
Present.
All, please be seated.
Class, seats.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for class 1161. My name is Training Operations Supervisor David Reyes, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for today's graduation. At this time, I would like to introduce the on-stage ceremony party. Starting on my far right is Peter Jaques, Deputy Chief Patrol Agent, U.S. Border Patrol Academy. Ronald Vitello, Retired Chief of the U.S. Border Patrol. And Robert Smoot, Program Specialist, Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Next, I would like to recognize the staff members of the U.S. Border Patrol Academy that were instrumental in the success of this session. Some of these staff members could not be present today as they are busy instructing other sessions. Would the staff members please stand as your name is called and remain standing? Operations Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agents, Arvin Sepulveda and Joshua Berrios. Border Patrol Agent Jose Montserrat. Spanish Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Armando Molina. Border Patrol Agents Jose Contreras, Jose Colon, Juan Quesada, and Jaime Gonzalez. Physical Techniques Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agents Shane Collins and Eric Cruz. Border Patrol Agents Manuel Molina and Emmanuel Blanco. Firearms Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agents Adrian Constante and Jose Loza. Border Patrol Agents David Dixon and Trevor Ackerman. Driver Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Scott Curtis. Supervisory Border Patrol Agent James St. Louis. Tactics Training Department, Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Adan Carranza, Border Patrol Agents John Rocha and Sean Coffey. Training Technician Vincent Anchondo. Ladies and gentlemen, the staff of Class 1161. Thank you. Please be seated. The U.S. Border Patrol Academy allows family members or influential persons who are current sworn officers the honor of presenting the Border Patrol badge to their graduating relative or mentee. Please stand and remain standing when I call your name. Joining us today are Customs and Border Protection Officer David Rios, 3 years of service. Retired Supervisory Air Interdiction Agent John McAuliffe, 21 years of service. Seized Property Specialist Mark Smith, 12 years of service. And Border Patrol Agent Michael Rocha, 5 years of service. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the guest of 1161 a round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. Each graduating class selects one of its members to address the audience during the graduation ceremony. Class 1161 has selected Border Patrol Agent Drew Peterson. At this time, I would like to ask Agent Peterson to come forward and address the audience.
Good morning. I have some fierce and relentless brothers and sisters sitting in front of me. I want to start by saying that I'm honored to have been selected to give this speech for the 1161. Any one of you could be up here right now, so thank you. A similar comment has arisen in almost all the conversations that I've had with all of you, and that is that we're so fortunate to have the instructors that we have. On behalf of the class, I'd like to say thank you to each department. Your time, passion, and dedication has influenced all of us more than you know. When I first arrived here, all I wanted to do was stay under the radar as we got off that bus. Because I had read on the forums that the instructors were going to jump you. That famous shark attack. Now, I have no prior military or law enforcement experience, so to say I was a bit nervous, that was an understatement. I remember one of the first things they had us do was break off in groups of 6 to go ahead and receive those famous blue and white folders. I was last, and when it came time to call my number, I could not remember what came after 5. By the time I finally remembered, I had 9 instructors in my face letting me have it. I thought to myself, well, way to go, man. Way to stay under the radar. That lasted all of about 10 seconds. I called my parents later that night as I wanted to know how my first day went. My mom asked me how'd it go. I said, well, I think it went great, other than the fact that I forgot how to count to 6. A few days ago, my mom called me again. She said, how does it feel? I said, you know, Mom, it feels incredible, but there's still one thing that bothers me. I still can't count to 6. She said, what do you mean you still can't count to 6? I said, I picked up a stutter. Picked up a stutter? Never heard you stutter. I said, here, Mom, let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. I think I have Mr. Molina to thank for that one. When writing this speech, I was trying to come up with something for this class, some point, a central theme, but I couldn't find it. And then it came to me, and it's all so simple. There's no class that better exemplified their chant than 1161. What we experienced here at the Academy is not normal. We were shut down multiple times, not knowing when or if we would resume training. Many of us have not been able to see our families, wives, husbands, or kids for the past 8 months. Some of us have not seen anything outside these fences in the last 8 months. That was not normal. But do you know what else is not normal? The field. You decided that this was not going to beat you. This class has graduated having gone through experiences that other classes have not. This sets us apart, and you should be proud of what you have done together. You conquered the not normal here. And the unknown that awaits in the field doesn't stand a chance against those coming from 1161. Class 1161 is true grit and never quits. So let's let our brothers and sisters know that that's how we're going to roll in the field. I want to finish by being honest with all of you. And my roommate Martinez can attest to this. When I first ran that 1.5 miles, I didn't want to end up near the front so as to not have a chance to get that guide on. However, I'm naturally competitive and ended up with what I was trying to avoid. I remember feeling unsure about the fact that I had this extra thing to carry along with all the other gear. But shortly after getting to know all of you, personally, I saw what makes 1161 special. I realized that Robles and I were holding a flag that represented a family that is bonded together through the ups and downs of this academy. Look at how far we've come. I can remember back to those winter months where all I could hear every single morning was Barrios saying, guys, why are we wearing jackets and gloves? It's literally only 9 degrees. Or Mr. Soriano getting misunderstood in ops class where he earned his nickname. So can Jimmy Neutron, Superhero, where are you?
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, and Securitos? I hope you have all your keepers on this morning. No, but hey, in all seriousness, guys, I'm really happy that this class was able to come together, unlike Wedge's mustache. 1161, it was an honor to raise our flag every single day, representing the best family in the academy. Through our experiences here, we have come together under the 4 best colors that there are: red, white, and blue. And that 4th color, that's the most important one because that's what makes us family. Now, We all bleed BP green. Congratulations, Class 1161. Thank you.
Thank you, Agent Peterson. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Deputy Chief Patrol Agent Peter Hawkes. But before I invite Deputy Chief Hawkes to the podium, I would like to tell you about him. Border Patrol Agent Peter Hawkes currently serves as the Deputy Chief Patrol Agent at the U.S. Border Patrol Academy and has served in this capacity since April 2019. Prior to this assignment, Agent Hawkes served as the patrol agent in charge at the El Paso station. Agent Hawkes entered on duty in January 1997 as part of Class 328. With over 23 years experience in the U.S. Border Patrol, Agent Hawkes has served in multiple sectors and completed 2 tours of duty at USBP headquarters. Throughout his career, Agent Hawkes has promoted to several career progressive positions and has gained valuable experience in each of those positions held. Prior to his Border Patrol career, Agent Hawkes served 4 years in the U.S. Navy in the submarine service. Agent Hawkes is married and has 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Chief Patrol Agent Hawkes.
All right, class. Today's the day. We had a real good talk today, and I think it's a great event. Just so that you know, your family will be able to watch us on Instagram, Facebook, and hopefully they'll be able to share in the celebration with you. Thank you all for tuning in remotely. It's a pleasure to be here today. 1161. Outstanding adventure. The adventure is just beginning. This is the first hard chapter. We've still got another hard chapter to get to. We talked about it. It's very important. And one thing before we get on to our guest speaker that I wanted to share with you that I think is, for me, very near and dear. When you get to the field, you will experience a whole new world. Make no mistake about it. We have trained you to the best of our ability to get you ready for any scenario that we could replicate. Driving, firearms, tactics, PT, ops, Spanish, law. We've given you every tool that we can give you. But what we can't give you has to be something that you have within yourself. Compassion and humanity. The job that we're sending you out to do is not an easy one. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, you will feel a flood of emotions when you get to that field. Because unlike any other law enforcement organization, there is no other organization that is under the eye of scrutiny like the United States Border Patrol. You see, we deal in immigration. We deal in defending our borders. We are not built upon ideologies. We are not built upon politics. We are an apolitical organization that enforces the rule of law. That's what you do. That's what you will be expected to do. But you be expected to do it fairly and compassionately. The very first time that I took into custody a young lady and 2 children, my heart welled up. I had no idea what to do. I didn't know what to think. You see, when I was a trainee, we were traditionally apprehending adult males in the desert, and it was just a game of, cat and mouse. You'd catch them, you'd take them back to the border, they turn around and come back in a week, you'd laugh, you'd catch them again, and take them back. The very first time that I got onto a bus and I apprehended a young lady with 2 children, I asked her, "Are you a United States citizen?" She just stared at me. And I asked her again in Spanish. She said, "No, señor." And at that time I said, "Are you here illegally?" "Yes." It was tough. It was difficult. I'm a dad. I had children that were the same age as her kids. And I had to take her off the bus, put her in my car with her kids, and take her to the station for processing. Well, the first thing I did was take her kids to McDonald's and got them a Happy Meal. Because I just didn't know how to deal with these emotions, right? I was dealing with a lot of thoughts in my mind. And I can tell you, that after I went home that night, I sat down and spoke with my wife about it. Because I had to reconcile these feelings. I had no idea how to deal with this. It was probably one of the most difficult things that I had to learn in this organization. I had to ask myself, is this something that I want to do? I am by no means an open border person. But when you see those little eyes looking up at you and then the mother looking at you, your heart you can't control it. It's a difficult thing. But I'll tell you what, folks, we talked about this through the support of my wife, the support of my family. I was able to reconcile those feelings and understand that, like me, today, you will take an oath of office. And that oath of office is to uphold the law, no matter how much it hurts. But that oath of office doesn't dictate to you how to do it with compassion and understanding. We've trained you to protect yourself from the worst case scenario. But now the human side is up to you. Don't forget that when you get to the field. Because what I saw in the very few instances when I was a young agent in this organization, you will see plenty now. The demographic has changed. And this is the world that you are being thrust into to perform these difficult duties. Whether you're handing out diapers or mixing a formula for babies or apprehending a criminal felon 10 minutes later, you've got to be ready. I think you are. Matter of fact, I know you're ready. Remember what you represent. We did a run on that one. Don't forget. And so, moving on, it's my pleasure to introduce to you retired Chief of the United States Border Patrol, Ron Vitello. I did 2 tours at headquarters, working at headquarters, but they were separate tours. Total is probably about 5 years. This chief was there the entire time. I had to go back and take a break, and he withstood the whole thing, which was to me an awe-inspiring thing, right? So before I invite him to the podium, I would like to tell you about him. Ronald Vitello began his 34 years of government service in Laredo, Texas, entering on duty with the U.S. Border Patrol in 1985, a member of Class 174. Since then, he has held numerous leadership positions, including Chief Patrol Agent positions in Swanton, Vermont, and the Rio Grande Valley of Texas. Mr. Vitello was one of the key contributors to the unification of CBP and the creation of the Department of Homeland Security. He was named Chief of the U.S. Border Patrol in February 2017. I was there. While in leadership at Border Patrol, Vitello oversaw a headquarters strengthening of the chain of command, the revision of the use of force policy, and transparency. He also shepherded the pay reform package passed in Congress in 2015. In 2017, Chief Vitello developed a human capital project that raised employee satisfaction nearly 20%. Chief Vitello is the only Border Patrol agent to lead both DHS components, CBP, and ICE. Mr. Vitello served 33 years with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Border Patrol, most recently as CBP's acting deputy commissioner. In that role, he assisted the commissioner in overseeing 60,000 employees, managing a budget of over $13 billion, and ensuring the effectiveness of CBP's efforts to protect national security while promoting economic prosperity and security. Enforcement, ICE, in 2018, as ICE's senior leader, he oversaw a workforce of more than 20,000 officers, special agents, attorneys, and mission support professionals with a budget of over $7 billion. He made it a top priority to meet with frontline personnel and ensure that employees were heard and supported. He also actively engaged with interagency partners and community stakeholders to promote the importance of ICE's homeland security and public safety missions. Ronald has been married to Nuri for 32 years. They have 2 children and are both natives of Chicago, Illinois. In April 2019, with the support of his family, Ronald retired, concluding more than 3 decades of public service. Since then, he established a limited liability corporation positioned to assist clients by providing expertise in border security, strategies, trade, and organizational leadership. Chief Vitello continues to advocate for his former federal colleagues and smart border and immigration policies. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Vitello.
Thank you, Deputy Huckus. And it's 33 years for those of us that are counting. I am so excited. I'm so proud of what you have done and to share this moment with you. I want to speak directly to the people, the families that are here that are going to help with the ceremony and the folks that are watching online. This is a very important moment for somebody like me who sat in a chair like you all are sitting in now. Honestly, my parents didn't really know what was going on when I was at Glencoe, Georgia, going through the academy, even in the day I graduated. And I realized after the ceremony and after I was relating to them and my friends when I got back home how important this moment is and how important this experience is, not just because you've accomplished a great deal, not just because what you're going to do has a real important aspect to the whole life and the lives of the American people. What you're going to do to secure the community that you live in, what you're going to do to secure that border. This is a seminal moment in your career. It's the beginning. In some ways, I'm a bit jealous of the opportunity that you have in front of you. If I had to go back and do it all again, what would I change? I'd start sooner. I really enjoyed the time that we spent together this week. Who's had a better week than me and my wife? We got to hang out with you guys for a couple hours. I got to do the fireside chat last night. Get to do the patch run with you and see you earn the patches that you're going to wear for your career. Who's had a better week than I? I mean, it's just been wonderful. It's wonderful to see you. And I got a couple of things. Just want to make sure that your families understand how important this moment is for you. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to be part of this ceremony. I want to thank Deputy Jaquez and Jason Owens, the cadre, for starting the Camp Chigas initiatives, which allowed me to mentor and interact with you, to express to you how important this is for us as an institution, for the Border Patrol. We talked last night about, this outfit is 97 years old. The country's only been around 250 some years, right? 45, I think it is this year. But we've been a great contributor to the culture of law enforcement, the protection of this nation, and it's just a wonderful opportunity that you have in front of you. So I want to start by thanking. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for you raising your hand, getting up here and getting ready to take the oath to serve this country, to give back to the best, most free place on earth. You're setting yourself apart from the rest of the country. You're the less than 0.0001% of people who raise their hand and say, I'm going to give back. I'm going to protect this nation. So thank you. Thank you for setting yourselves apart. Thank you for working hard and accomplishing all that you have in your life and then in this academy and what you've done. And this is, you know better than me how long it's taken to get to this point. There's no playbook for what has happened this year for any of the aspects of our life. Certainly you all being here for such a long time. So thanks for sticking with it. Thanks for accomplishing as much as you did, especially during the time of this pandemic. And it's great to see us all getting out and getting back to normal. You've chose the light, and it wasn't easy, but you stuck to it. And so I appreciate that. I want to thank the cadre. I want to thank the staff here at the center and in the Border Patrol Academy, because they've dedicated, like you are now, they've dedicated their service to making sure that you're prepared, as the deputy said. You have the tools of what it takes to go out there and make a difference, to protect yourselves, to protect the community, to protect the border, and to protect the homeland. So I want to thank the cadre for all their hard work and their dedication to getting you prepared to go do that. You've heard my bio. You've probably heard it a couple of times. We talked when we were together in the talks about all these moves that I made in my career and all the promotions I got. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of having a family that supported me. I'm proud to sort of impart that wisdom to you as we did during this week. I'm I'm hopeful, and I was grateful to do it, and I'm hopeful it was helpful to you. But before I started that 34 years, that's not in my resume. I was born in 1963. I know it's a long time ago. I came to the Border Patrol when I was a young person. I was in my 20s. But there's a lot that's not on the resume that happened to me getting it to that point. And like many of you, and like some of the people that you know, I have an immigrant story as well. My mom wasn't born in this country. She came to the country after World War II started. She was what they called back in those days under the immigration law, displaced person. She was born and raised in Lithuania. When she was 4 years old, her and her family fled Eastern Europe and came to the United States and found a home here. So I'm first generation on her side of the family. My dad's parents came here in the teens. His parents and his oldest sister came from Italy in like 1919. They settled in the city of Chicago. My grandfather was here a bit ahead of them, but they ended up in the Chicago area. That's where I was born and I grew up. Those were the people, my grandparents and my father, his oldest brother was in the 10th Mountain Division, World War II. So imagine that. He's first generation U.S. born Italian American, gets sent over to the Swiss Alps to fight the Nazis on the Italian border. So those are the people who taught me to be proud of what we're experiencing here, to have integrity and to be ethical in my dealings with my family in the businesses that I did. And when I got to the Border Patrol, I recognized how valuable those skills that they gave me, all the things you were taught here. The chief mentioned that that your compassion and humanity. We're not really teaching that here, but I want to tell you, as having been where you're going, it's important that you understand where people are when you encounter them, regardless of the situation. Whether it's the clerk at the 7-Eleven, whether it's the guy you're buying the used car from, or the people you're going to encounter on the job. You have to understand where they are. And the better you do that, the better you understand what shoes they're walking in, the better you're going to be at what you do. That's a very important message that he passed on, and I want to emphasize it. We're coming up on July 4th. You're about to take the oath on the weekend before Independence Day. And so think about the magnitude of that, right? It took you a long time to get here. You probably weren't supposed to be taking the oath near the July 4th holiday, but that's where you all ended up. It makes it a bit more special. The oath is part of the Constitution. You swear that oath as a result of the way the Constitution was written. What I want you to understand is that the most important thing you'll have in this career is your integrity. The most important thing that you will demonstrate in the work that you perform is that the public can trust you. Because when you swear that oath, that's not when you get the patch. You're not swearing an oath to the U.S. Border Patrol. We're all proud to be part of that. I'm proud to share this moment with you. I was proud to wear that uniform. But when you stand up here and take that oath, you're not taking it to the institution. You're not taking it to CBP or the president's office or whatever you want to call it, right? You're not taking it to the government. You're taking that oath comes from the Constitution because the Constitution vests the power in the people. Your charge is to protect their rights. That's what you're swearing an oath to. And so you need to understand that. You need to embrace that. And you have all the tools, you all have the tactics. You're going to have the authority to do what you're going to do in the context of the job. But your service is to the American people. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank your families for the sacrifice that they've made to both be here and to share you with us for this entire time. I'm very excited for you. I'm very proud to share this moment with you. And enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hawkins and Vitello, for those inspiring and encouraging words. We will move on to the presentation of the awards. At this time, we would like to recognize the section leaders of Class 1161 with the Border Patrol Academy Award for Leadership. Border Patrol agents Adam Wasik and Richard Wedge, please come forward. The section leader position carries with it a tremendous amount of additional responsibility aside from the same strict training regimen as the rest of the class. The Leadership Award commends the section leaders for their devotion to duty, leadership demeanor, and professional attitude. Thank you, Agents Wasik and Wedge. The Physical Techniques Award recognizes a student with the highest score in the Physical Techniques program. Border Patrol Agent Nicholas Hollister, please come forward. Due to the physical demands of the position, Border Patrol agents are expected to be in good physical condition. Today's recipient has exceeded these requirements, and his achievement sets an example for others to follow. Thank you, Agent Hollister. The Firearms Training Award is awarded to the graduate with the highest score in firearms training. Border Patrol Agent Ivan Robles, please come forward. This award signifies that the graduate has earned the distinction of achieving the highest firearms qualification score while demonstrating distinction in the efficiency of his service weapon. Thank you, Agent Robles. The Driver Training Award recognizes the graduate with the highest score in the Driver Training Department. Border Patrol Agent David Sanchez, please come forward. Today's recipient far exceeded the challenging requirements and expectations of a novice driver. His performance exemplifies a high level of attention to detail required to safely operate a motor vehicle during stressful situations. Thank you, Agent Sanchez. The Honor First Award is presented on behalf of the staff of the Border Patrol Academy. Border Patrol Agent Adam Wasik, please come forward. This award is given to the individual who embodies the guiding principles of honor and who has demonstrated through his actions a level of integrity and commitment that exemplifies the values of a Border Patrol agent. At this time, we would like to recognize a graduate with the highest academic achievement. Border Patrol Agent Nicholas Hollister, please come forward. This award for academic excellence signifies that the graduate ranks #1 amongst his peers in operations, Spanish, and law. His performance makes him highly deserving of the honor bestowed by this award. Our last award is the FLETC Director's Award. Border Patrol Agent Adam Wasik, please come forward. Agent Wasik was nominated for this award by his classmates, and the award is being presented by Mr. Robert Smoot, Program Specialist for the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Thank you, Agent Wasik. The graduating class will now be presented with their badge and credentials, signifying they have met the required qualifications needed to be a Border Patrol agent. I will now turn the podium over to Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Arvin Sepulveda.
Good morning. My name is Supervisory Border Patrol Agent Arvin Sepulveda, and I have the distinctive privilege of being the lead operation instructor for Class 1161. Graduates, please step forward as I read your names to receive your badge and credentials. Ridge Alexander. Joining Agent Alexander on stage is his long friend and mentor, U.S. Customs and Border Protection Officer David Rios, 3 years of service. Jordan Arellano. Matthew Barrios. Faith Beverly. Anthony Brundage. Alexis Caramillo. Adam Campbell. William Carofel. Alejandro Castillo Jr. Ángel Jesús Luis Castro. Aquila Culligan. Jamal Colon. Jesús Contreras II. Lorenzo Cordero. Dominic Correa. Adrián Dávila. Melissa del Villar. Carlos Escobar Jr., César Escoto, Manuel Flores Jr., Liv Graham, José Luis Hernández, Miguel Hernández, Nicholas Hollister, George Louis II, Aaron Lozano. Joining Agent Lozano on stage is his brother-in-law, Border Patrol Agent Michael Rocha, 5 years of service. Wyatt Lusader, Emmanuel Martinez Sr., Benjamin McPherson, Haley McAuliffe. Joining Agent McAuliffe on stage is her father, retired Supervisory Area Interdiction Agent John McAuliffe, 21 years of service. Cody Napier. Drew Peterson Jr. Israel Isaiah Porras. Ivan Robles. Jonathan Rodarte. Crystal Salinas. David Sanchez. José Siqueiros Vega. Sean Smith. Joining Agent Smith on stage is his father, Seized Property Specialist Mark Smith, 12 years of service. Mario Soriano. Garrett Stevens. Adam Wasek. Richard Wedge.
Graduates, please stand and prepare for the oath of office.
Class, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Ridge Alexander.
Jordan Ariano.
Matthew Barrios.
Kate Beverly.
Anthony Brundage.
Alexis Camarillo.
Adam Campbell. William Carrico.
Alejandro Castillo.
Angel Castro.
Aquila Colligan.
Jamal Colon. Jesus Contreras. Lorenzo Cordero. Dominique Sterling Correa. Adrian Davila.
Melissa Daviar.
Carlos Escobar. Cesar Escoto. Manuel Flores Jr. Leif Graham. Jose Hernandez. Miguel Hernandez. Nicholas Brian Hollister. George Lewis. Aaron Lozano. Wyatt Luzader. Emmanuel Martinez. Curtis McCord. Benjamin McPherson.
Kelly Talib.
Cody Napier. Drew Peterson. Israel Isaiah Porras. Ivan Robles. Jonathan Rodarte.
Crystal Salinas.
David Sanchez. Jose Siqueiros. John Smith. Mario Fariano. Garrett Stevens.
Adam H. Wasson.
Richard Wedge.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Agents, please be seated. In closing, I want to thank all the family, the friends, and visitors for joining in the celebration of this session's achievement.
Let's stand. So, face. One time, march. Border Patrol. Early morning, ready to go. Laying in to stop the load. Go up. Early in the morning. Omaha's in the sky. Force Patrol is sitting high. ATVs are passing by. Go up. Early in the morning.
Today we're very proud of Class 1161, especially my boyfriend, Ivan Robles. Very proud of my husband, Alejandro Castillo Jr.
1161, you're in good hands.
Still